Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 7:14 America New York. Koss, JPMorgan, Plug Power, Delta. What to watch when the stock market opens today. Meme stock Koss was roaring back to life. BlackRock and JPMorgan kicked off earnings season. Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 7:14 America New York. JPMorgan profit jumps on reserve release. The bank freed up $2.1 billion it had set aside for bad loans. Revenue was essentially flat.
New York Times Business. October 13th. 7:07 America New York. Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner dies at 58. Mr. Goldner, who went on medical leave 2 days earlier, has been credited with merging toys and entertainment. Brian Goldner in 2008, with some Hasbro toy figures.
Global Economy. October 13th. 7:02 America New York. COVID-19 demonstrated power of government spending, says IMF. Pandemic highlighted great divide between countries over access to cheap finance.
New York Times Business. October 13th. 7 o'clock America New York. F.D.A. issues voluntary guidelines in effort to reduce sodium consumption. The new recommendations are aimed at food manufacturers and restaurants. Some experts say they don't go far enough. Some of the excess sodium in the American diet comes from meals served at restaurants.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 7 o'clock America New York. The multi-billion-dollar dogfight over your pet's prescription. Online pet retailer Chewy won over many pet owners through service and convenience. Grabbing a share of the lucrative pet healthcare market will be trickier.
Forex Live. October 13th. 7 o'clock America New York. US MBA mortgage applications W.E. The 8th of October plus 0.2% versus minus 6.9% prior. Latest data from the Mortgage Bankers Association for the week ending 8 October 2021 to minus 6.9%, a modest increase in mortgage activity despite higher rates once again, with the jump in purchases offsetting the decline in refinancing applications.
Naked Capitalism. October 13th. 6:54 America New York. Supply Chain Crisis. A Brooklyn View. By Jerry Lynn Schofield, who has worked as a securities lawyer and a derivatives trader. She is currently writing a book about textile artisans. Lots of recent Sturm und Drang re the global supply chain crisis.
Global Economy. October 13th. 6:48 America New York. G7 nations must cooperate rather than pulling up the drawbridge. A step change in global economic governance is needed to mitigate risks and combat our authoritarian adversaries.
BBC News Business. October 13th. 6:39 America New York. Vaping. F.D.A. approves e-cigarette brand in U.S. for first time. The drug regulator says the benefits of adult smokers switching to the product outweigh the risks.
Global Economy. October 13th. 6:31 America New York. Thai's European trip may not mark a policy shift. Her predecessor never visited the WTO, but the trade representative's Geneva stay is more a change in style than substance.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 6:03 America New York. This oil and gas roadmap could lead planners astray. The International Energy Agency's latest World Energy Outlook is a rallying call for politicians to act on climate change, but its projections illustrate why the coming transition could be full of potholes.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 6 o'clock America New York. Travelers, welcome to the revolution in overhead bin size. Flyers and airlines have for years complained about the size of bins used for carry-on bags. Boeing and Airbus did something about it.
Daily FX Market News. October 13th. 6 o'clock America New York. Gold price, Zhao, testing resistance ahead of U.S. inflation data. Gold is pushing into an area of technical resistance ahead of today's important U.S. inflation report.
Naked Capitalism. October 13th. 5:55 America New York. In 2021, U.S. on pace for most billion-dollar weather disasters since records began. What we are seeing now with these increasing disasters is with just 1 degree of warming on our planet, said one scientist. We have to choose now between bad or terrible outcomes.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 5:55 America New York. Binance to end trading in China's yuan. The exchange had earlier blocked new sign-ups from mainland China after the country's central bank declared cryptocurrency transactions illegal.
Forex Live. October 13th. 5:53 America New York. China says that coal supply is guaranteed through this winter and next spring. Remarks by China's state planner adding that local governments will be strictly prohibited from shutting down coal mines without authorization. Meanwhile, an Energy Administration official is out at the same time stating that China's daily coal output has reached its highest level since February.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Shift from fossil fuels leaves market to smaller players. While those remaining in the oil and gas sector are moving to increase production, they aren't expected to make a significant impact on output.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Clarida defends himself amid Federal Reserve trading controversy. The Federal Reserve's second-in-command defended Tuesday trading he undertook early last year just ahead of a key shift in monetary policy, as the coronavirus pandemic was beginning to take hold in the U.S. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Inflation likely stayed high in September. Worker shortages and strained supply chains kept driving up prices last month, economists say. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Social Security payments could increase the most in 40 years. Cost of living increase expected to be near 6% for 2022, reflecting strong inflation. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Shift from fossil fuels leaves market to smaller players. Years of awful returns and pressure from clients to exit from the oil and gas business have left fewer and smaller firms able to take advantage of rising prices and help boost production. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. October 13th. 5:30 America New York. Bezos' Blue Origin set to send Shatner to Final Frontier. The latest flight for the fledgling space tourism industry comes as aviation regulators assess allegations regarding safety.
Google Business News. October 13th. 5:23 America New York. APAC, Europe, America region to materialize major revenue contributor for membrane touch switch, MTS, market through 2025 Northwest Diamond Notes. APAC, Europe, America region to materialize major revenue contributor for membrane touch switch, MTS, market through 2025 Northwest Diamond Notes.